let's assemble the pattern for our 18th century pocket. So what you're going to need is you're going to need a pair of paper scissors, a ruler, tape, and then of course the 2 pages that make up your pattern. So if you notice, when you look at this pattern, you can kind of see that it will line up with itself, but with this overlap, we need to trim some of this away. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this top piece here, and I'm just going to cut right on this line. Make sure you cut very carefully and straight, because if you get this part crooked, you could actually impact the final size of your pattern. So go slowly and carefully along here. Cutting right on this line. Just like that. Okay, so now that we've got this extra cut off, we can line everything up. So if you notice, there are marks here that say alignment. We've got some notches and a grain line. This is all going to line up. But something else on this pattern that I want you to see is that on each one, there is a 1x1 square. Now, paper patterns like this that you print off from online, I will print these for you in class, usually come with, on one of the pages, a size scale. This is really important for fabric, for patterns that are for things you're going to wear, because you want to make sure that the size is correct. So that's what you need to use your ruler for. So I'm going to print all of these for you, but I want you to double check to make sure that the size is correct. So this page is correct. And this page is correct, because this square should come out to be 1 inch by 1 inch. If it's the wrong size, let me know, because then we need to get you a different pattern, or it needs to be reprinted. We've cut on this line, so that allows us to line everything up. So there are several things that we're looking to match up. First, we want to match up this side edge. We want the grain line to line up. And I've included these notches in the pattern to make sure that everything is lined up perfectly. So we've got several points that we're looking for to make sure that they are perfectly aligned with each other, just like this. Once you have that in place, you're going to hold that down with your hand, take a piece of tape, and tape it together. I'm just putting 2 pieces here in the middle. What you will want to do to make this much easier to work with when you cut it out is you actually want to put tape across this line on the outside, because we're going to cut this whole thing out in a moment. So put tape across there, tape across here. I also like to flip over paper patterns like this and put tape on this side as well. The print on this is dark enough that I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I can see it in person. I can see the outline of the line. So I'm putting my tape over those lines. So when I go to cut it, the paper doesn't do weird flippy open things. Okay, so our pattern is assembled, but it's not ready to put onto our fabric yet, so we need to cut this out. And you're gonna cut right on the line, kind of like you did with your sewing sampler pattern, except that one you drew on your own. Remember, cut carefully and slowly. Do not speed through this step. You want to be very accurate, because if you do a bad cut job at this step, then the final product of your pocket is not going to look as good. And I'm keeping my paper on the table, just like I cut fabric, because that allows this to have better control. If you find that as you go around that corner, that paper gets in your way, you can just cut off a chunk to get it out of your way. As I'm going around this corner, this is true of both fabric and especially paper, I am turning both my hand with my scissors and the fabric with the hand that's holding the fabric in order to carefully and slowly go around that whole curve. And there you have it. Your pattern is done and ready to be cut out into your fabric.